Once you've satisfied your hunger, get ready for more of the hottest casino games in Vegas. Our 24-hour, 30-table non-smoking poker room proudly hosts all the most popular poker games with a variety of betting limits. Visit the poker room for a schedule of daily tournaments. Whether you're going to hold 'em or fold 'em, the best place for poker is at South Point Casino. You'll notice that our craps tables are usually the loudest in the casino. If you've never played, join one of our free craps lessons to find out what makes this game so exciting. Check with the craps dealer for schedules and give it a roll. Bingo is also an exciting way to spend your time. We offer 7 sessions of bingo every day. Bingo! And each session includes a cash ball jackpot, 12 bingo games, a progressive double action game, and a $10,000 bonus coverall. Electronic units are available. If you haven't played bingo with us, give it a try today. Guests can also get in on the action at our one-of-a-kind race and sports books. 2 separate rooms designed to maximize your experience and comfort. Our sports book, with over 400 seats, puts you right in the middle of the action, 24 hours a day. The friendly ticket writers are happy to help, and it's conveniently located next to the famous Del Mar Deli, where you'll find supersized portions of delicious deli items like roast beef, pastrami, and Reuben sandwiches, or soups, salads, and pizza, plus spectacular desserts fit for a king. And right next door is the race book, over 150 seats, each with its own TV screen. There are 16 interactive player terminals, so you can bet right from your seat.
Today is Valentine's Day, so buy your love 12 roses, which ironically is the same number of first downs the Chiefs had in the Super Bowl. Look it up. Roll the animation, Drew Dog. Hey, everybody, thanks for searching YouTube to watch the show that's... Oh, my God, hold on. Thanks for searching YouTube. Hold on. I just got my volume. I got to turn that off. What am I doing wrong? Hold on. My bad. Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Sorry. Thanks for searching YouTube to watch the show that spreads love and joy more than little Cupid himself, Punchlines. It's a program that's a mix of sports, comedy, conversation, some viral videos, and some smart gambling advice. We'll do our best today. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero. It's Frank Nicotero. I'm just getting over the norovirus flu, so I'm at home today to protect everyone in the studio. Anyway, today's show will be more fun than getting your drive-through order from Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley. What the heck is going on here? There's a crowd that's gathered, obviously. And you'll see the crowd. Go Birds! Does anyone find it ironic he's saying "Go Birds" as he hands chickens to people in their cars? Hey, Raising Cane's, we're looking for sponsors. I can work the window like that. Ladies and gentlemen, on the show, while I'm at home, I wouldn't wish this virus on Pirates owner Bob Nutting, but I feel much better. And since I'm doing the show remotely, we need a rock. We need a picture of health. Somebody who has talent and humor to elevate my energy. So who else but author, Renaissance man, Andy Martello is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow. And failing finding anybody with all of those skills, we have me. Thank you, everyone. Yes. I appreciate that. Wow, that was actually great. Frank, by the way, that was the most professional opening of the show I have seen from you yet. That was really good. I'm very proud to be a part of such a well-oiled machine that is the Frank Nicotero experience. Good stuff. Are you feeling better?
I am feeling better. Do we have the graphic ready, Punchlines with Andy Martello? I have a feeling you'll be punching that up. But no, I'm much better. I started feeling Tuesday night was not good, and then Wednesday and Thursday are a blur. But here I am at about 90% health. So thank you for being there.
Well,
and
I just appreciate, you have the norovirus. I think we should have just warned you, don't have unprotected sex with noro. That's how you avoid getting that.
That's noro, I'll tell you. You never know.
I mean, that's how Lou Gehrig got Lou Gehrig's disease. Somebody was...
The odds of that.
The odds. What are the odds? I'm telling you. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Apparently, everyone in the studio is getting sick, so y'all have a lot of explaining to do to your priest. That's what Tom's finding out. Yeah, that's what's going on.
It's made its way through the workings of South Point Studios, but everyone hopefully is on the mend, and I will be back Monday in studio with the lovely Alex White. And speaking of studio, what do you think of the new desk there in front of you?
I genuinely like it. That was the longest 2 weeks on earth, but boy, it paid off. I like you got all the signs. For anyone who hasn't been to South Point, check it out. The studio is festooned with graphics showing all of the hosts, and this table is very nice. Among the things I like about it, it's a cool poker table look, and I found out every time I smack it, it really reverberates through the microphone even more. So I have to be very, very careful with what I do here.
As many times as you hit that, it will never be as many times as Jeff Parles. So,
I'm sure that's okay. No one will see it. Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. So you're feeling better? Are you doing anything for Valentine's Day other than getting Courtney sick? Because clearly,
well, that's Courtney was sick last week, so we're trying to stay away. I slept with a mask the other night, which I don't know. Here's the thing: we've already been so close in proximity, so. I don't know. So hopefully she's going to be fine. We're being careful. So there you go.
I'm looking forward to bringing this home to my family. So thank you for inviting me here. This is ground zero.
What seat are you in? Which microphone are you using?
I'm not using yours. They said something about you getting very upset the last time I made fun of how tall I was. So they put me dead center, well, sort of dead center. So I'm not using your microphone. Okay. I'm using whatever sicko was on this one. That's what I'm doing.
All right. Well, we have a big show. And again, thank you, Andy, for being here.
My pleasure.
Let's take a look at today's punch menu and see what's on the menu. For me, the past few days, it's been I've had nothing to eat, basically, until this morning. I had very little to eat. You're supposed to do the brat diet. Are you aware of the brat diet? My mom told me it's bananas, rice, and toast.
Bananas, rice, apples, and toast, or tea, or something like that. Yeah,
applesauce and toast. Yes.
Of course, I'm from Chicago, so the brat diet just means eat more sausage, and that's all it is. Yeah, eat lots and lots of it. You don't get one of these by just going bananas, apples, rice, and toast. You don't do that.
And in Chicago, forget that cold medicine. More Malort, and old style.
They call that norovirus in a bottle. That's same results. Same results.
I can taste that Malort on my tongue. Anyway, we have a lot for you guys today on the show. We have a Wormwood video in our comedy clip of the day. We have small gambling advice today in our daily segment.
Wormwood is what they make Malort out of. Did you plan this? That's genius.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Of course you planned this. Of course you did. You had plenty of time sitting on the John, and you're like, "Oh, Wormwood. I got it.
You'll understand the Wormwood, and it has a little Chicago connection in a way, but I forgot the Malort Wormwood. No, it just makes me look smart. So it's a happy accident.
All right. Well, there you go. Definitely an accident for sure.
We'll close the show with Kenny White's Dog of the Day, and we have a very cute little video of a dog ending this one that I particularly like. But let's get to top of show breaking video. Drew Dog directing the show today, buddy. Thank you for
and doing a fine job. Doing a fine job, Drew Dog.
Always does a fine job in whatever we ask him to do. So it was the last night of NBA action before the All-Star game. Were you aware of that, Andy?
Yes, because I follow sports religiously. No, what is the NBA? That's basketball, right?
That is the National Basketball Association.
Of course. And I have done gigs at the Naismith Hall of Fame, so I am keenly aware of basketball. I used to play basketball in school too.
That's the Naismith is in Massachusetts, right?
Sure.
Is it?
Yeah, it's near in the greater Boston extended area.
Because that's where basketball was discovered or founded, I guess.
Yeah.
Not discovered. Yes. It wasn't the lost ark.
Archaeologists just dug into the ground and they pulled up, Magic Johnson's great grandfather. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Excuse me. So anyway, last night in the NBA, it's the last day. The All-Star game is this weekend, which I know. What are your plans for the All-Star game? I mean, a week after the Super Bowl, Andy, which I'm sure you loved. What do you do for the All-Star game the week after?
Well, I have to tell you, I do as much nothing as I do during the Super Bowl. So my Super Bowl Sunday was spent, it's a tradition with me and Liz. We go to Valley of Fire, because generally there's no one there. They're all in Vegas watching the Super Bowl. So we get to...
Wait, is this the place you went on Christmas? No, that's not the place you went on Christmas Day.
May very well have been. I can't remember from day to day.
No, the place where you go and you meet friends and you drink. It's like a Christmas tradition.
That's the Double Down Saloon. That's a different happy place. Yeah, there's more drinking involved there. You're not really supposed to drink at Valley of Fire. It's frowned upon because you could fall into canyons. But knock yourself out. We're all grown adults. Hey, your body, your choice, baby. You go ahead and drink on the edge of the precipice of death. Go for it. That's what
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it was the last night before the All-Star game, and we had a nominee for dunk of the first half of the season by my man, Adam Ant. Wait, no, that's not right. Anthony Edwards.
Whoa.
There you go. That is a Top Gun jam right there.
That's serious. Man, a lot. He was wearing his goody two shoes when he made that.
He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. What do you do?
What does he do? He dunks like a boss. That's what he do.
There you go.
Who says I can't do this sports stuff? Come on now.
He dunked on Chet Holmgren. Minnesota went on to win that game, kind of a surprise over the Oklahoma City Thunder. But sadly, he didn't do something silly after that jam, like do the worm on the court or something. That would be kind of silly. Andy, what's your favorite jam when it comes to music? I know you're a big music lover. So what's your current?
I tend to listen to a lot of blues and a lot of classic rock. It really depends on the moment, because I am also historically, I am a sucker for that classic one-hit wonder something. So like for me, the idea of a great sports jam is I will just listen to Tub Thumping like 48 times and then go to some sort of sports event. Yeah, there's just something about that. But there could be all manner of stuff. Like I listen to a lot of Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats. He's got that song I Need Never Get Old, and that song means more and more to me every wrinkle I find. So I really enjoy that song. It just depends on the mood. I mean, I could throw down a little Carpenters if I want to jam.
Wow, we've only just begun to get to the bottom of this.
Oh my gosh,
you're my superstar.
You're on the top of the world, looking down on creation.
You superstar, you superstar.
This is what happens when you put Gen Xers on camera. We just start pulling out references that statistically 40% of you get. It's great. Maybe 50, maybe 50%, maybe 60. I don't know. How old are we as a generation? Are we dying yet?
I don't know. Speaking of one-hit wonders, I called the pharmacy yesterday. I was talking to the girl, and she was very, very helpful, and I wanted to get her name to thank her. And I said, "What's your name?" And she said, "Brandy." And of course, what's the next thing I said, Andy?
You either made a Brandy Alexander reference for the joke, or you made a Barry Manilow joke, thinking Mandy.
No. Brandy, Looking Glass. I said, Brandy, you're a fine girl.
You're a fine girl. Of course. How silly of me to forget that one. I'm sorry. Well,
come on, Andy. All right. So last night
funny, I go right away to alcohol, though. I think that's pretty good. I go with the Brandy Alexander. There you go.
Also, there was some hockey last night. Now, we talked about this with Alex earlier in the week. The four nations. We got Finland and USA and Sweden and Canada. And the USA played its first game last night in the Four Nations tournament. Now, they were down 1-0. Don't worry. They came roaring back in the third and scored 3 goals in 4 minutes. And this dude was loving it. Oh, it's the guy watching the skating?
It's the hockey video. Do we have one of those?
It's the hockey video.
While they're searching for that, I'm going to my very first Knights game coming up soon on the 27th.
Now, wait a second. How have you not been to a game yet?
I don't hate me, Las Vegas. I don't have that affection for the Knights that the rest of the town does. I am one of the reasons I'm going is because they're playing the Blackhawks, and that's why I want to go. I want to go see the Blackhawks play against whatever team that's called in Las Vegas. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be. Well, I've never liked the name. I think the name is bad. They should be the Las Vegas Neon Knights. That makes sense. That's great. And I've never liked the logo, so I'm not a fan of their logo. So if I can't get behind the logo or the name, I tend to pretend the team doesn't exist. I'm happy for all I'm happy for all they do for the city. They are part of the community, and I've met several of the players. I've gotten to hold the Stanley Cup. I've had a great time with all my interactions with Knights staff and players and things like that. It's just, I'm a Blackhawks guy. I'm just always going to be a Blackhawks guy. That's how it is.
Why are you the first person I've ever heard say they should have been the Neon Knights? That is a genius name. They should have been the Neon Knights.
There are so many things that I am the genius that people ignore. The world would be such a better place if they would just listen to me.
What else have people ignored you on that you could have made the world a better place?
Easily the first 45 years of my life. They've ignored lots of things. I'll come up with a list. I've had a lot of million and billion dollar ideas that I've always said that I am ahead of my time. The problem is I'm only about 15 minutes ahead of my time. So it doesn't really benefit me in any way.
We want to see you on Shark Tank someday with that $1 billion idea.
Yeah, I just have to get them to do the TBS thing and start like 5 minutes early, and then I can actually get the idea.
All right, so we're going to skip the hockey thing. That was no big. So anyway, we're going to go to it's in the top of show breaking videos. Now, it might not be a breaking video. You might have seen it, but I have breaking information on this.
Ooh, a scoop.
This is a scoop that I'm giving an exclusive on. Former teammates of the Texas Rangers and two guys, unfortunately, have had a lot of off-field issues. And I'm talking about former teammates in Texas, pitcher John Rocker and Patrick Mahomes Sr. Now, they both have had their off-field issues. They were seen coming out of a bar after the Super Bowl earlier in the week, and they kind of started a beef with each other. So here's a clip of them on the screen. Now, you can't hear what they're saying. Here comes Rocker. That's Mahomes' buddy. The Rocker's going at him. It looks like Brent and John getting in the middle of them.
Come at me, bro.
Okay.
Catch you outside.
They're about to go. Look at the reaction of these two.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay, we're good.
What do you suppose the fight was about, Frank?
Well, anyway, so do you want to know the scoop? Here's the scoop.
Give me the scoop.
So it seems like a street fight was about to happen right on Bourbon Street, but nope. I have a source, Denny Nagel, that tells me it was a total setup. It was all fabricated for an upcoming celebrity boxing match that they'll be doing for Barstool Sports. So they were teammates. They might not have always got along, but this was all a ruse to get promotion, which they've gotten from it because we're talking about it on this program, but they're going to do one of those celebrity fights.
So this is a Danny Bonaducci versus Peter Brady kind of thing is what we're talking
about. Yeah, was it Greg Brady or Peter Brady that he fought?
It was A. Brady. He should have gone against Cindy because that gal is tough.
She's feisty. She's crafty.
She really is. Yeah. Yes.
So, Andy, what former or current athlete do you think you could take in a fight?
When you sent me kind of the itinerary for the show, I really had to put some thought to this. And I was thinking I could pretty much take easily 60-70% of any of the Scripps Spelling Bee champions for the last 15 years. I could totally do that. Otherwise, I got to go with maybe a mathlete from my high school. That gal, she knew she could find the area under the curve, but she couldn't find a way away from this. No, I don't know.
Hey, spelling bee. Can you spell contusion?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I was, believe it or not, I was a spelling bee competitor in my school years, and it was. How
do you spell the word? Spell the word moccasin.
Moccasin. MOCCASSIN. I don't know. How do you spell it?
Too many S's.
SHOE. That's how you spell it. I gave up all that stuff. Once I realized that you are going to get no more laid by being a spelling bee champion, I just figured out spell check will eventually be a thing on computers. And
that's you seeing the future again. Yeah. You're seeing the future. Yeah. You saw spell check being a thing, the red squiggly line, boom, correct.
And then they came up with autocorrect. And let me just tell you, according to my phone, autocorrect sucks. It really does. It's terrible. I'll let you work that one out. That's a great joke.
If you wanted to go with autocorrect, go to the clip listed in our shorts and national days of the year or day. It was National Lame Duck Day, but I have auto-fixed the word duck. So I came around the bend reading all the days, which we'll do very soon, and they almost got me. I almost got myself.
Yeah, how many dollars in the swear jar went in that day?
No, I held back. I went, okay, who did that? I thought it was a prank, but I held back. Anyway, moccasin is Moccasin. That is the word my sister was knocked out in the spelling bee when I was a kid, and I've given her a hard time my whole life for it. So
well, that's all right. I bombed out on an easy one early on in my so-called career because it came down to me and two people. I remember her name, Tara Rudzinski, great gal. But we went on for like an hour, just the two of us just doing words. And I just was literally so damn tired. I tanked. I can't say I tanked on purpose, but I definitely tanked through tired. The word was legion, easiest word in the world to spell, and I misspelled it. So I was like, and then when they said, no, that's incorrect, I went, oh, thank God. And I sat down.
Victory!
Victory is mine. I could sit down.
Oh, my God. All right, Drew Doug, let's do comedy clip, then we'll do roll call. So let's go to our comedy clip of the day, Andy. Here's a list of things usually not considered cool on a basketball court. Banking in a three-point shot, wearing a T-shirt under your jersey, wearing eyeglasses, and doing the worm on the hardwood. This kid in our comedy clip of the day, he did them all. See how it was foreshadowing after Ant's dunk, he didn't do the worm? Well, this kid did. Watch this. So there he is. Not a great form. Banks it in. Glasses, and why not? Do the worm.
Wow. Okay. Did he get a technical for that? I mean, you should, right? You got to give the kid a technical.
The ref was looking at him smiling. The ref was like, all right, good for this kid. Probably the game was probably a blowout. He got in. He banked one home.
I'm guessing just looking at that kid's hair and his outfit, he was just impressed he could, A, make the shot, and B, do the worm. Because
plus after the game was over, he had to get back to the spelling bee with all the other nerds.
Absolutely. Where I was waiting for him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a roll call. Let's see who's in the.
Why do you ask me back? Why do you have me here?
Because we love you, Andy. All right, let's see here. Now I'm going to turn the volume down here. Here we go. So the question of the day was Happy Valentine's. Happy Valentine's Day, Andy, by the way.
Oh, I thank you. I don't celebrate, but I'll take that. I like when you opened the show, you said, buy your love. You could have just stopped there. That's what Valentine's Day is. You are buying your love. You're not, you're just buying it for the day. Why not love somebody all 365 days of the year? That's what I've always wanted to know.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you.
There you go.
So the question today was, what athlete have you loved the most in your life? And or what's the greatest love song of all time? So Andy Martello says, new show, who dis?
I forgot to answer the question.
That's fine.
I'll do it on air, though, if you want. Yeah.
Keith Lyle, favorite fellow Chicago guy, Walter Payton. Have so many stories about being around him personally. Favorite love song, anyone you are singing. All right. Well, Andy and I are going to do Endless Love soon.
Sure.
Ev Natola. Favorite players, Larry Bird. Favorite love song, You Give Love a Bad Name, a little Bon Jovi. I like it. Yes, Kevin Belenkoff is here. I'm at Kevin Belenkoff's house. That's an inside joke. Okay. Let's see here. Take My Breath Away by Vince Las Vegas by Berlin. I had already mentioned Top Gun once in this show, so there's another Top Gun reference. Let's see here. Carpenters. Keith Lyle says Carpenters. Really? Keith Lyle says, I know Tara Redzinski. Great lady. Nice speller. So there you go.
There you go. Yeah. She was a babe, too. Man, did I want to date that girl. I never did.
Man, I wanted to spell on her. So, by the way, Punchlines intern. Sorry I gave Frank the norovirus. We don't know who gave it to me. We don't know where it came from.
We don't know where. It came from Noro.
Who knows?
Greatest love song of all time. I have three options. First off, I truly believe Bring It On Home to Me by Sam and Dave. Absolutely. Yeah. That's as classic a love song as it gets. And then the other two I have great love songs. They both have the same name, but they're by two different bands and two completely different songs. Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer, and Bachman Turner Overdrive. Sledgehammer. Look them up. I'll wait. Listen. Go ahead. They're great. They're both outstanding. Listen to the Bachman Turner Overdrive one because
that's the thing. I mean, everyone. I know. Of course, I know the Peter Gabriel song, but I'm not familiar with the BTO.
I was at a BTO concert where I got to meet some of the members of the band, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
They introduced the song as he comes out, Randy Bachman says, yeah, we were told by the label we needed to come up with a ballad. And this is what happens when you come up with a ballad and it goes wrong. And it's called Sledgehammer. And it starts off as this perfect 70s sweet song with light guitar work. And it has, all these images of daydreams and my love. And then suddenly C.F. Turner comes in screaming in his loud, I've been a biker for 100 years. Yeah, he's like, you're like a sledgehammer, baby, beating on my mind. It's the scariest song ever. And I tell you what, if you are high or drunk and watching BTO, that is the showstopper. And
well, I guess I should listen to it right now then, because I'm high and drunk.
That's right. Gets you right here. Gets you where the feels live.
Greatest love song greatest athlete that I've ever loved. When I was a kid, it was probably Willie Stargell.
Sure.
Willie Stargell when I was a kid. I guess it has to be someone from your childhood, right? I love Terry Bradshaw, but I was more of a baseball guy, so I'd probably go Willie Stargell, Dave Parker. And greatest love song. Boy, that's a tough one. I do like "Still the One" by Orleans. That's kind of it's a happy love song. It's not sad. And
I believe didn't ABC use it as their here's our fall lineup song? Yeah, that was good.
Still the One. It had like Fonzie and Laverne and Shirley go "Still the One."
Back when there were 3 networks and once a year they had to parade all of their stars in a 5-minute commercial to say, please watch our network.
But you know what? It was the best because it was Happy Days. It was Welcome Back, Kotter, Laverne and Shirley, Three's Cut. It was all my favorites. Right. And during Battle of the Network Stars, I always rooted for ABC.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because you'd always get Linda Carter or wait, no, she was on CBS. You'd always get somebody.
She was on CBS.
Yeah, she was on CBS. Greatest athlete. Right, I had a fondness for Walter Payton, obviously. Ryan Sandberg, huge fan of, once again, childhood stuff. But I had a real sweet affinity for Bill Buckner. Like hardest working human being. He knew by the time he was on the Cubs, his career had already been cemented. This is a legend. And then we're like, well, why are you on the Cubs? And he still produced. And then he went off to the Red Sox back and had that awful thing, which will keep him forever out of the Hall of Fame, even though statistically he is better than just about every first baseman that is presently in the Hall of Fame.
We had a lot of hits. I was at a game in Pittsburgh on the final game of the season when he won the batting title. Yeah. And he was going against someone on the Pirates. I want to say like Johnny Ray or something, but he had a couple hits and then he was so far ahead. He was ahead by like 4 or 5 points. Yeah. I think he even pulled out of the game, but I remember we all applauded like, hey, Bill Buckner. Yeah. And he had those powder blue. It was the powder blue pinstripe ones too.
Those were the worst. Those were the,
I thought they were so cool.
Maybe if they bring him back, they'll be good. I didn't like him at the time. But Bill Buckner, I always thought he was great. And I loved that mustache. Like he belonged in Chicago with that mustache he had. That was, he did. Nothing more Chicago than that.
He was really funny on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm too, where Larry wanted to sign ball and everything. And there's a great episode with him. I'm sure Chris Andrews knows what I'm talking about.
There was a really short-lived sitcom, sports-themed sitcom. The name I will not remember.
Sports Night.
No, not Sports Night. But it was a network one, and it was one that was kind of playing into the let's do a lot of random asides. It's like back of your head kind of stuff. And he made a Bill Buckner joke, and suddenly out of nowhere, Bill Buckner shows up on screen and goes, "Look, I muffed a ball in the World Series. Get over it!" And then poof, he just disappears. I wish I could find the clip. I wish I could remember the name of that. Maybe on IMDb, Bill Buckner has a page. I don't know, but it was great.
I'm going to have to look that one up because now I'm obsessed, or Keith Lyle will figure it out and send it to us.
There's a great reference to Bill Buckner at a poker table in the movie Rounders. Just look that up.
I've seen Rounders a million. Speaking of worm, how many times are we going to say the word worm? Worm is Ed Norton's character. I don't remember the Bill Buckner reference.
Like Buckner walking back into Shea. That's the line. He's talking about going up against the poker player.
Yes.
Yeah, great line. My God. And the worm, Dennis Rodman. There you go. Circularity. Let's move on. You've got a lot of script I'm ignoring.
All right, we're going. No. We're going to Lines of the Night. We'll get to picks after. Picks is coming up in 10 minutes. We're going to do Lines of the Night. Here we go. Punchlines of the night. Black and gold. All right, so we'll start with my line of the night. Excuse me. We're going to talk baseball. Look, I'm a huge baseball fan. I cannot wait for baseball season. I cannot wait. We're in preseason right now, pitchers and catchers. Andy, you'll be working at the ballpark a lot this summer.
I will.
I'll be out there once in a while. Love doing it. Ann's always out there. Alex is there. Ryan's there. We all love working there.
We love having you. Yes.
What's that?
We love having you there. Yes.
Thank you. Well, let's talk some baseball. So someone, I believe it's Jay Kuda. So go ahead and pop it up there, dear dog. It's our boy Jay Kuda came up with this thing here. It's the average age. Is it? Oh, it's Brooks Gate. I apologize. We either use Brooks Gate or Jay Kuda for half the time. So this is the average coaching staff of every major league team, including hitting coach, manager, the GM, the pitching coach. Of course, my eyes always go to the Pirates first, and it looks like they're ninth around 48.3. But I noticed Washington is the oldest. Hey, old men in D.C. who can't push anything across the plate? Shocker.
What are the odds? What are the
Getting
odds?
Political. But just once again, this just shows
You're
what
on the
Brooks
edge.
Gate did.
You are so edgy, Frank. My gosh.
Walking the line.
Turn down a little bit of those dosages you're taking there. You're getting a little loopy. A little loopy there.
But you see, like the younger teams there, there's a big discrepancy there between one and the final spot in Washington. But just kind of an interesting thing, and he had to get his calculator out and look up all their ages and figure that out. So once again, Brooks Gate, who's been a guest on our show, who we'll get back for baseball season, comes up with these wild things that he comes up with. And again, the one that I always to see that one, I wonder if he was doing average ages at home, because the one we asked him about when he was on the show, he had what's the average distance from every major league ballpark to a Costco. And I go, how'd you think of that one? He goes, I was in a Costco.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there you go.
Classic example of a guy who has too much time on his hands and has found a way of capitalizing on that. You know?
But more power to him.
More power to him.
Andy, I think we have one for you. And I wasn't aware of this. It was funny because I wanted to look and try to find something Chicago-based, you being a Chicagoan. And I went right to, is this Optastats or is this, I can't remember who this is. I think, no, it's someone funny. Who is this one? Jay Kuda. So go ahead, if you can read that, Andy, go for it.
Chicago is arguably the birthplace of American golf, and from, 1897 to 2006, Chicagoland held a major on average once every 5 years. Wow,
Yeah,
I did not know
tournament.
that. They had a major tournament. Going on 20 years now since a major was held there, and none of the announced future sites include Chicago either. Well, that's simply because there's no Mayor Daley Jr. or Sr. there. If there's a Daley in office, you will get anything you want, except the Olympics. That's the only thing he couldn't get done because he just didn't have
1960 presidential election. But we're not going to go back that far.
We won't go there. Yeah, we won't go there.
Now, I didn't realize Chicago was considered the birthplace of golf in America. Had you ever heard that city referred
Not
to?
once. Never heard that once. But I can totally see where that gentleman is coming from. Because, yeah, they did. I remember they did have quite a lot of events out there.
Yeah.
I think Michael Jordan's the Michael Jordan Classic or Open, he had some sort of tournament that was out there for a long, long time. I think. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Chicago does sports.
Yeah. They do sports.
Let's take a look at sports. Let's take a look at today's episode and today's date. It is episode 338 of Punchlines. I've been checking out what area code the number usually fits. You know where the 338 area code is?
It's a fax machine in Butte, Montana.
Close. It doesn't exist in America. Every number around it, for some reason, 338 hasn't been given out. Yeah. Something tells me that reeks of the government. That could be like a secret area code.
I think area codes have to have a 0 or a 1 in the middle, and now with cell phones, they made like a 2. There's some sort of weird rule about area codes. I remember that.
No, because 337 and 336 were both in Alabama, but then,
that's in the cell phone age, I believe, for area code. Or are you talking the prefix, because like here it's 702.
No, these are area codes. No, we're doing area codes. This is area codes.
It's got to be in the cell phone, fax, pager era, because suddenly everybody, that was one of the reasons why Chicago had 312 forever, and then suddenly it was 312, 708, 630. It just went nuts. It was crazy. So.
Drew Dog, our director for the day. Drew Dog, Andy and I remember when you didn't have to put an area code in to make a local call.
Yeah. Shoot. My dad remembers when you would just dial the, what would the street name? It would be like Belmont 574. What the hell is that, Dad?
724.
Yeah, you
ring me up, operator.
Watch an episode of The Honeymooners, and it's like, what are they doing? What is this weird language they speak?
I always go with Klondike 5. Ladies and gentlemen, it is February 14th. It is Valentine's Day, of course. Now, I'm going to read the national days according to the National Day calendar. One of these is fake, Andy. The crew likes to play along, and maybe you can read the whiteboard that Vince will be holding up shortly. But let me let me go ahead and read all of them off. Here we go. Valentine's Day, National Cream-Filled Chocolates Day, Have a Heart Day, National Impotence Day, National Organ Donor Day, what?
Which could
National
be.
No One Eats Alone Day, National Write a Love Poem Day, National Ferris Wheel Day, Pet Theft Awareness Day, and National Library Lovers Day. One of these is fake. What is the whiteboard saying behind the glass?
The whiteboard. Jerry has No One Eats Alone Day. Drew Dog, Pet Theft Awareness Day. Vince, Library Lovers Day. And I was going to go Organ Donor Day, but I'm suffering from Impotence Day, so I can't donate my organ to anyone.
Does Ann have a guess on this?
Let I get the crew. See, if you can make the band laugh on a talk show or the crew laugh at a okay. Anyway, that's fine. And do you have a choice, Ann? Do you have a choice? I don't have one. She has no choice. So those were the options. What is it, sir?
I once again have stumped everyone with my fake one of National Write a Love Poem Day. So that is not a thing today, nor is it a day of the year. So there you go. I just figured I could slide it in there on Valentine's Day.
It's a nice one that you did, though, because many people do not know this, because I have published. This is not a joke. My second book was a book of primarily sad romantic poetry called Pretty Words.
All right, you got to plug the book. Is it on Amazon?
It's on Amazon. Pretty Words, Nothing More, An Unlikely Book of Poetry by Andy Martello.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right, check that out. Wow. Yeah. Okay, see, Andy, the Renaissance man. The man does everything, ladies and gentlemen.
I was very sad.
Excuse me.
Very sad, and I had time.
All right, let's look at birthdays. Hall of Fame quarterback, born in my hometown, Jim Kelly, turned 65 years old. There's parts of Africa that still think the Buffalo Bills won 4 Super Bowls in a row in the 1990s. Former overall #1 pick, Panthers, Jadeveon Clowney. Seems like just yesterday he was the overall #1 pick. He's 32.
Greatest name in sports, really, when you think about it.
Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, come on.
Come on. That's right up there with Dick. That's up there with Dick Trickle, really. I think those are the best names in sports.
Best NASCAR driver ever. And born on this day in 1913, Jimmy Hoffa. And the reason he fits in on a sports show, where is Jimmy Hoffa supposedly buried, Andy?
Under the New York Giants Stadium or something like that, right?
There you go. That is right. Yeah. In East Rutherford, New Jersey, there was a leak to the press, or a rumor, that he was in the cement foundation of the end zone of Giant Stadium. I don't know if that's ever been proved or not.
It has been disproven. It has been disproven many times. Well, among the reasons...
They checked, right?
They did check just for television's sake, but it's also something you should know. Unless if they put a steel coffin around it, there are rumors that there are bodies buried in the concrete at Hoover Dam as well. And I learned this as when I was a tour guide out there. If there was a body in the concrete, eventually the body would decompose, and then it would ruin the structural integrity, and the dam would burst. And so if there was a body underneath that section of the stadium, eventually the body would completely decompose, and then the entire section of that stadium.
One body could make that happen?
Well, I guess it depends how much weight is on there. And, I've seen some of those football players. They don't miss any meals. Not one.
All right, we put everything in the AI machine up in Utah. Here is our Valentine's, Jim Kelly, Jadeveon Clowney, Jimmy Hoffa. Oh, my God, there's Jimmy Hoffa, who may have been an organ donor. We don't know, but apparently his heart was probably removed from his body, possibly.
What on earth is that?
Now we got Jim Kelly. It's Pet Theft Awareness Day. And, apparently the dog had a couple felonies on its record, so...
Yeah, clearly he's wearing or he's a referee. We don't know. Don't judge. Don't judge.
He's wearing Alex's shirt from this past Monday. Let's see here.
I like the hearts all over Hoffa's face. That's nice because he was known for being such a lovable sort.
Yes, he was. And then in the background, there's National Library Lovers Day. So he was a library lover, and he's reading a book on where his body would end up. Right there.
You go. And on that shelf, none of my books. You know why? Hey, nobody bought one. No one.
My grandfather was also born in 1913, was a Teamster, and once shook Jimmy Hoffa's hand. But he was never allegedly accused of, of disappearing. Of
just watch The Irishman. Everything you need to know. There you go.
I was just going to say that, and you kind of feel like if Scorsese's he's doing his research, that's probably the way it went down.
Probably. Well, it's one of those things. There are plenty of mysteries in the world we are never supposed to really know the answer to. And honestly, do we care? I mean, no. Why is that really that important? Just get everybody.
By the way,
we don't care.
There was a movie called Hoffa starring Jack Nicholson as Jimmy Hoffa. Danny DeVito directed it. Filmed in Pittsburgh, and my dad had a scene with Jack Nicholson. He plays Sam the laundryman. Nice. He kicks Jack Nicholson out of his store. My dad called me. I don't remember what city I was in doing stand-up. My dad calls me. He goes, Frank. He goes, I did my scene in Hoffa last night. I go, oh, my God, how'd it go? He goes, I did one take with Jack Nicholson. Danny DeVito came over. They were talking. And they heard him say, this guy's good, let's improvise. And my dad improvised for like an hour with Jack Nicholson.
Oh, that's great.
On my dad kicking him out of the laundry store. They only ended up using a smidgen. And for years, I tried to get the footage for him. I never could get it. But so he has that one scene with Jimmy Hoffa, which combined with Jack Nicholson.
I'll make a few calls. I guarantee in about 25, 35, 40 years, we'll be dead. But I'll get you that footage. It'll be in your
Call Jersey Films. Yeah. All right, I appreciate it. All right, Drew Dog, it's time for picks at 12:36. We're doing them at 12:38. Andy, this is
Punchline picks at 12:36.
Me and Jeff Parles and Jerry singing. That's probably one of my favorite love songs of all time.
Hold on, I'm going to improvise something. This is absolutely spontaneous.
Go.
My pick is USA, Canada over 6.5 goals in tomorrow's game. That's my pick. I just made that up off the top of my head.
Let me guess. You spoke with Alex White, possibly? Is that an Alex pick, or do we know?
Sure. I'm not sure where it came from. It's as if a giant white board appeared in front of me with a pick for me to offer up. I was trying to find out if there were any good darts tournaments and anyone's betting on them, but apparently y'all in this country don't care about the mighty fine pub sport that is darts. It's big money in Europe. I'm telling you this.
Darts is a weird thing to bet on, but it's huge. But I believe we have this clip. You want to see something weird that you can bet on. Now, whether this is legit or not, it seems like it. You know, the Germans are always doing something a little crazy. So here you go. How many papers? That seems legit, Andy.
Wow. That's
got it on the porch.
I like that they set up a course and don't expect these people to actually go with people's homes. It would be better if they went on a suburban street somewhere.
I have over 4. I need to stick this one. I need this one.
How is this German and not on some bizarre late night Japanese television show?
I think Japan said you can have that one.
Japan's like, who reads newspapers anymore? Just look at your phone. I don't know.
So there you go.
I would bet on that. Yeah, I would bet on that. Absolutely. Why not? I'd bet
a little Malort, a little 3 a.m.
I'd take a prop bet that the guy falls off his bike. I'd do all that stuff. Yeah, that'd be great.
Too weird. I do have a pick actually tonight. Let's see here. Where is it? I like the UCLA Bruins. Now, Jeff and Alex and I have all been riding the Bruins, who since Mick Cronin went absolutely nuts on his players, telling them they were ungrateful and spoiled and weren't working hard enough. They've been on quite a streak. Now, this is strange to say. UCLA at Indiana is a Big Ten matchup, which seems very strange to me. But I'm a diehard Bruin fan. Bruins and the Pitt Panthers. Pitt Panthers have completely fallen off a cliff and will not make the tournament. So my only hope for one of my two teams to go far this year is the UCLA Bruins. And I think they can put it together. I think they win on the road. I say give the 1.5 points and take the Bruins tonight. Andy, what say you?
I say there's about 48 teams in the Big Ten. So take any one of them and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
The one rule they had when all this alignment was changing is they had to keep the name Big Ten, even though it's been Big 12 forever.
Yeah, it's been Big 12 for a while. And what is it, like 28 teams or something like that? It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely insane.
It's proof that none of the athletes are getting an education because they can't add. They cannot add at all.
Oh, my God. All right, there's our picks, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's move on to some viral videos here at the back end of the show, Andy. By the way, before I ask, what are you off to? Are you off to out of town, or where are you heading?
I will probably be heading out of town towards the end of this month. I'm still in I'm finishing up week 3 of my new job with Colibri and Firebird, selling cutters and lighters to cigar smokers around the world. I help people cut and burn things. I'm sure I'm on an FBI watch list. In any event, so I will probably, I told myself I was kind of going to cut my teeth on the let's be a salesman person locally so I could talk to people I know, present, let them bust my stones a little bit as I'm learning this gig. And the funny thing is, I know I haven't even been there a month yet. I keep telling my supervisors I am just as lost now as I was on January 27th when I officially started. But I've opened up like 4 or 5 new accounts. I had like a $10,000 sale the other day. They keep telling me I'm killing it. So I think the secret to success in the corporate world is stay confused forever. And one day you're really good at it. So I'm just going to keep being lost. I think next step, although I will probably go out of town a little bit and get into Phoenix, because there's something like 75 cigar shops out there.
You get into Phoenix. Yeah. Phoenix, that's the big time.
Yeah, that's big time. Yeah. Honestly, if all I did was LA area, Las Vegas and Phoenix, I could make my year. I still don't know how I'm going to do it, but apparently I'm going to be very well off one day. Can't we follow your exploits on Instagram? You started an account, right? Yeah. You cut and burn things on Instagram and cut and burn things on TikTok. I try and put up a video or a photo or something every day to kind of let people know what it's like for this old dog to learn new tricks. Because, I was in entertainment for 40 plus years. All of my day jobs, anytime I needed one, was managing some sort of store. Last 5, 6 years or 10 years or whatever was managing cigar shops, and now I'm doing something completely different. I'm literally in corporate America. I have business cards that don't have the word fart on it. It's really interesting. So it's strange, and it's
going somewhere.
The learning curve is quite interesting, and thankfully the folks at Colibri are they're wonderfully accommodating, because they're very quick to say, look, make all the mistakes. We can fix any mistakes you make. Don't worry. You're doing well. You're doing what we hired you to do. You're adding business.
There you go.
And we'll see. I don't know how the numbers are going to work out. I know the numbers they gave me projected. This is what we think what you realistically should make in just commissions alone. I still don't know how that works at 5%.
Let's get back to sports, Andy.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's the over/under? What's the over/under on Andy succeeding? Let's get a line on this. Come on, get Vinny in here.
I'm taking the over. All right, we have some videos here to show you. We'll stick with basketball since I just talked about UCLA and Indiana. Everyone's excited for LeBron James and Luka to be playing together. So take a look at, let's see, what do we got? We got LeBron, 3 logo threes in a row. 1.
That ain't bad.
All right, so this is him warming up. Boom. I think this is him and Luka starting to get play for before a game, because this is what Luka does. Can he hit 3 in a row? Well, he is considered by some the GOAT. He did it.
That's pretty good.
We're like a set shot for him, which is amazing.
Well, see, okay, Frank, you and I are of an age where the 3-point shot did not exist. In our lifetime, the 3-point shot existed because the players were getting so good and they were shooting so deep. Why don't we just have like a 10-point shot from let's have the
like
logo.
Like a Rockin' Jock on MTV.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't we just do that? Because it's getting to the point now where doesn't even make the highlight reel when somebody makes a shot on the other end of the court in the last few seconds. Because it's like, oh yeah, of course, that's what they do. They're 18 feet tall and they just throw it and go. Can we do that? Who do we call? Who do we call to make this happen?
Well, so LeBron, okay, everyone's like, oh, wow, LeBron hit 3 half-court shots in a row. That's amazing. That's really hard to do. Well, what if I told you last night a kid in UNC, kid in North Carolina did it, and he's a ball boy. It's not a player. Watch this. So here we go. So look, the crowd's watching. All right, nice job, kid. Hit a 3-point, hit a half-quarter. So the kid's getting a little cocky. So he comes back.
Give him the rock, baby.
His arms are getting tired. His arms get tired on this one, though. So here we go. He backs up.
Oh, my.
Could be a future Tar Heel. Running start. All his might.
Boom!
2 in a row. So you're like, all right.
I believe that's the
Stop
phrase.
right there.
That's right.
You should stop.
Just don't do it. But I bet
Get that shoe out of the way.
Yeah. Does he do one more?
Now, his arms are tired. His arms are tired on this one. Can he get 3 in a row?
Can he
do
it?
He just chucks it.
Oh! I'm going to use a sports term that you'll recognize, and I'll deliver it the way it was delivered originally. Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah.
Greatest sports blooper ever. That was one of the first things I remember seeing on YouTube.
Yeah.
That kid on his first newscast trying to do sports. You haven't seen Boom Goes the Dynamite. Stay on YouTube after this program and check it out. But we got a few more videos here for you. Now, Matt Neverett and I talked about this about 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't aware of how crazy basketball is over in Serbia.
Yes.
Where Luka and a lot of players have played. Have you ever seen a video of what it's like? This is like a British soccer match, but it's basketball. If you've never seen this, this is frightening. Matt Neverett told me about this, so Keith and I found this last night. Here we go.
Whoa.
Look at this.
What is that?
The crowd is on top of them. There's fireworks.
Holy cow.
They're singing songs.
Good Lord. No, I've never. Usually, the only Serbian videos I watch involve a lot more porn. So I don't know what that was. That was amazing, though. That was.
By the way, if you want to see more clips like that from Serbia, go to cutandburnthings.sb.
That's perfect. I like that. Yeah.
You can follow them there. Serbian basketball.
Is that like every game? Is that what they do with the fireworks and the whole 9 yards?
I don't think they play 82 games. Matt Neverett told me it is more intense than British soccer matches. And as you saw, anytime there's an open flame indoors, that seems unsafe.
Well, unless if you're Gene Simmons, then it's fine.
Then you become a billionaire.
That's
exactly.
Right. Then you're good. You're good.
So we're going to stick with basketball for one of our last clips here. So NBA on TNT with Shaq and Ernie Johnson and Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, always a lot of fun. They are moving. They have to move to Amazon. So TNT, they thought the show was going to end, but I think Amazon signed them, so they're going to stay intact. But he's done at TNT, and if he wasn't before this, maybe when he drops an F-bomb here. So here's Shaq. Not caring.
I'm tired of shit, America. We get fired anyway, Ernie. Fuck it.
Oh. Okay, we missed the edit. So Shaquille O'Neal now goes on the board.
Beep. We'll fix it in post. Oh, wait, there is no post for this show, is there? Oh, no. Oh, well. Next time we see Shaq, we'll have him throw $1 in the jar.
If you couldn't hear what he said, we're a lame duck show anyway.
Is that what he said?
See how that tied in? Because they are a lame duck show. They're actually going on. But and that goes back to me saying lame duck.
King of the callback, Frank Nicotero, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am. Let's see here. We got one final clip here. Now, this just happened this morning. So did you watch the Super Bowl? You said you were at the Valley of Fire, but did you watch any of it or any highlights?
I caught a little bit of it at the end. We checked the score at one point when we were getting some dinner, and the quick impression of my girlfriend Liz, just doing a quick check of the score. This was right at halftime. Oh, God.
It's over.
Yeah, and then it puts the phone down, and then we check back. 20 minutes later, we're like,
Yeah,
wow.
Philly killing them there
in a row. It was pretty bad. I was like, well, I sincerely hope this puts all of those the game is fixed rumors to rest, because
exactly. DeAndre Hopkins said in his post game, he goes, "Y'all want to talk about the refs fixing games still?" It's like, they couldn't fix that.
It was hey, it was from if you live in Philadelphia, it was the greatest game ever. For the rest of all of Sportsland, nobody cares. Nobody wants to see a blowout in a championship game. No matter, I don't care how much you hate a team or love a team, you don't really want to see a blowout. And that one hurt. I mean, my brother put on some highlights afterwards to kind of show me what I missed, and I was like, this is just painful. It was
a bad game. And it's like Super Bowl from when we were in our early 20s. There were always blowouts. So
yeah. That was, I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes. He seems to have a career ahead of him. I think he'll be fine.
All right.
He's going to do fine.
only if we can just see him a little more on TV doing commercials.
Yeah. And the great thing is, though, if there is a positive takeaway from it, is that we know the city of Philadelphia was probably set on fire no matter if they won or lose. If they win or lose, the city was going to burn, and then they'd play basketball there. Yeah, with a bunch of Serbians.
So anyway, so this morning was their parade. There's a lot of shenanigans that went on, but we found this one thing kind of funny. And Andy, you'll appreciate this. This guy had a business meeting, a Zoom meeting. So he thought he'd Zoom in to work. And here he is at the parade. Oh, no, I'm at work, boss. Let me take my shades off.
Go Birds.
There you go.
Oh,
looks like he's conducting a call with San Francisco.
He's so fired.
Saw the Golden Gate Bridge.
Well, actually, everyone else in the meeting is probably somewhere else at the parade. Because that's just how they are. Yeah.
Hey, want to get some water?
He should have just put like a portable green screen behind him, so he could have made it look like there was an office or something.
He didn't commit. He's probably still drunk from last Sunday. This is the best he could do.
You got to commit to the bit. Yeah. Oh well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Kenny White's Dog of the Day. KennyWhiteSports.com. Check out Kenny White hosting with his daughter Alex Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think Kenny was there this morning too, wasn't he? And he'll be back on Sunday. Is that right, Ann?
We had Jeff in Kaluch this morning, and we do not have a Kenny White Dog of the Day. He caught the norovirus.
Kenny White has no Dog of the Day. He caught the norovirus. That's what I've just been told.
We can show you a dog clip.
But we do have there's a dog clip. There's a dog clip.
So this really is moving through the whole staff.
Wow,
so
I cannot wait. Wow. Oh,
here's our look at every time he gets fast food, the dog's so excited.
Oh, look at the dog. Oh, he's a puppy.
Isn't he cute?
He's a good boy.
The retrievers make the best clip. So he's very excited for the takeout. I'm assuming he gets a bite. Oh, my God. I can't believe Kenny's sick, too. Oh, my God. Everybody, you know what I advise you to do? Get your flu shot. Did you get your flu shot this year, Andy?
I have not. I've only gotten the flu shot 3 times in my life, and I know one has nothing to do with the other. The only times I've ever caught the flu are the years I had the flu shot. So I just didn't get one this year. But I have been recovering from a lingering sickness,
that too?
Just stuffy head and all that. But yeah, I'm fine. After this convention I worked a couple weeks ago, like everybody from Colibri came down with COVID or the flu, and they're like, "Andy, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little stuffy." And I was like, "Wow, I could inherit the entire company any day now, any day." But they're all fine, so I guess I gotta.
Well, that's the medical report from South Point Studios. Yes. I don't know who's healthy enough to do a show the rest of the weekend. Someone will be there doing Sports by the Book. Check out the latest edition of Gone Racing. I will be back in studio on Monday if Ann lets me in. And I look fine. I feel fine. It's better to look good than to feel good. Yes, I'm quoting Fernando.
Is it legal to just drink Listerine, or do you have to use that as a mouthwash? I feel I'm going to need to do something.
If you drink the Listerine, it'll help. By the way, I just quoted.
I'll have some Malort. That'll kill whatever's in there. Yeah.
I just quoted Fernando. I would say on Sunday night, everybody, programming alert, Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special. It's probably going to be 3 hours. The 40th was 3 hours. I would say watch that on Sunday night. Don't bother with the NBA All-Star Game, which I think is this weekend, too.
I'm going to see if any clips with my friend Gary Kroger are in it, because,
Do you know Gary Kroger, really?
I do know Gary Kroger, yeah.
I remember an episode where George Carlin who hosted the original Saturday Night Live, which they're showing tomorrow night in place of a regular repeat of SNL. They're showing the first episode of George Carlin, and I think the musical guest is Billy Preston, and they're showing it tomorrow in its entirety. And then the next night will be the 50th anniversary. But there was one sketch where George Carlin looks at Gary Kroger and goes, "You're a moron, Kroger." And me and my friend used to say that to each other. And he was dating Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Brad Hall married Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Brad Hall married, okay, I don't want to talk out of turn, and Gary doesn't watch the show. He was dating briefly Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And people have always asked him why he broke up with her. And he's like, "It's stupid. You don't really want to know." And I'm like, "No, now I really want to know." He's like, "I had the weird thing. I thought she had a big forehead, and I didn't know what to do." And I was like, "Is this a drunk confession, or is it?" He's like, "I was young and really, really, really dumb." And I was like, "You were," because then Brad Hall just scooped right on in and got himself that.
And even without her showbiz money, I believe she's worth like $500 million because her family is Dreyfus Financial. So
yeah, she's doing just fine. She's
doing just okay.
But
and I'm feeling
Gary
better,
did marry well. Gary did marry quite well. Shannon,
he did?
Yeah, his lovely current wife Shannon one of the most beautiful and nicest people on the planet. So, he's doing just fine. He's doing fine. He's living in Iowa. So, I feel bad for him there, but it's all fine. It's all good.
Hey, I've been to Des Moines. Des Moines is a fine city. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy, I can't thank you again. Anytime I'm sick, you come in from the bullpen and you come into the studio. This is twice, I think, this year already. I hope next time I see you is back in the studio like I did last time I saw you. So
that'd be
appreciate you coming in.
It's been a tricky when we do
week.
see each other, I'll make sure I have a horrible case of malaria so we can just let's get it all out of the way.
Excuse me. Behind the glass, everybody. Thank you, Jerry, Drew Dog, for directing. Ann's there. Sean, feel better as well. Jeff, feel better. Kenny White, feel better. Alex, we'll see you on Monday. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope everything is a fine evening for you and your loved ones. Mom, happy Valentine's Day. Courtney, happy Valentine's Day. I'll see you on Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Punchlines, Live stands for Live in Nevada, every show.